Hello, and welcome back to Teacher Gimble's channel. There's been a request that I go over infograph cards and how to use them in a class, and specifically how to present them to your students, so I'm going to give that a go today. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and if you'd like to see any other type of video, please let me know, and I'll try to make it happen. So the infograph card that I'm looking at today is coming from Lesson 7, Ratios and Right Triangles, and it is a trigonometry activity where students are given two infograph cards. I'm going to talk about how I would present this to students and some of the ways that I think students will find it difficult and the ways that you can make it a little bit easier for them. So what we're looking at right now is this is what you are going to give a student to go off of. So your students are in pairs. One has the problem card and one has the data card. The student with the problem card has this. So if your students are anything like my students, when they're left without instructions or specific step-by-step what to do, they frequently get frustrated or scared or annoyed or don't know what to do, and they give up before they even start trying. So as a teacher, modeling this, or even putting students in groups of two, where two students could start with a problem card rather than one student alone started with a problem card, could be a way to make this a little bit easier to begin. Because what a student is looking at right now is a blank sheet of paper. They don't know anything, and they have to try to talk to their partner to identify what they need to know. So if I was doing an activity like this, and especially if this is one of the first time I'm doing infograph cards, because it's going to take a while to train students the correct way to do this and the problem solving and the reasoning it's necessary, I would start by modeling. So I would give my whole class the data card for this question like this. And with the data card, I would say, okay, everybody has a data card. I'm going to try to solve this problem doing what you would do as students. I know I need to calculate the sides of triangle AB and BC. I know that I don't have any information except for the fact that I'm working with a triangle. Because we've been working with trigonometry, I know that we're working with a right triangle. So I'm wondering, class, can you tell me what's the name of this right triangle so that I know what sides that I'm looking for? And the students with the data card can say, why do you need to know this? And I would say, well, I want to know what sides that I'm looking for. So looking at my data card, a student would say, the triangle is named ABC. Okay, I now know my triangle is named ABC. So hold on, I'm going to fill it out, but I could fill it out like this. I could fill it out like this. This doesn't give me enough information. So with the infograph card, class, I want to ask you another question. Can you tell me which angle is the right angle so I know how to label my triangle? Class says, why do you need to know this? Well, I need to know how to label my triangle correctly. So is it possible to get that information? Class says, angle C is a right angle. Thank you, class. I know angle C is a right angle, and I know it shouldn't matter where A or B are because this is ABC, or if I had A and B flipped, it would be ABC. Now, I need to know the length of side A, B, and BC. So I'm going to put a question mark on what I need to know. I'm assuming that there's no information about the sides of A, B, or BC, so maybe could you tell me, class, what's the side of AC? Class says, why do you need to know the side of AC? Well, AC will give me some information so I could use one of my trigonometric ratios to solve for one of my missing sides. Okay, the side of AC is 4 centimeters. Thank you, class. I'm going to put down 4 centimeters right here. Now, I know that I still need an angle. Class, is there an angle that you could give me? I know I need an angle because I can't solve this without an extra angle measure. Class, yes, there is an angle measure we can give you, but can you tell us again why you need it? I need the angle measure because to use a trigonometric ratio, I need at least one angle and one side to solve for my problems. Okay, we can tell you that angle A is 42 degrees. Thank you, class. Partners, I'm going to put my 42 degrees right now. I can see that I can solve for my missing sides now. I'm going to call this guy X, and I'm going to go ahead and label my whole triangle based on the angle that I have. I know across from the right angle is the hypotenuse. I know in between the angle and the right angle is my adjacent side. And I know the last side is the opposite. Okay, I can solve for this. If I'm going to solve for X, I'm going to use tangent of 42 is equal to X over 44. And if I'm going to solve for the hypotenuse, I'm going to use cosine of 42 is equal to X over 4. And then you can go ahead and solve the question. Now, modeling out loud for the students, again, you're holding their hands through this process. And these cards in particular are pretty easy to edit. So if you can make a few different copies where there's different numbers and possibly give the students literally exactly this problem set card and this data card with just different numbers put in, then they'll start to see that process. So if I was teaching this to my class, first I would model it whole group just so that they all can see my thought process as I'm thinking out loud. Then I would give them the same data card with the same measurements with different numbers put in, and you can literally just go in and like cross it out and redo it, and then have each of them do that on their own. And then finally, once you feel like they've learned that process, scaffolded, I would give them the new problem card for the second time. However, I promise you, students will mess up on this over and over again before they get used to asking those open-ended questions. And that skill is a super valuable skill for them to learn. So definitely don't give up on activities like this. But the more modeling you can do for them, and the more that they see that you can make mistakes and that you just got to kind of figure things out and go down your own path, the more they are going to understand how to do this process. So hopefully this was helpful. I hope you liked my voices as I was imitating the class. If you have any questions, please pop them into the comments below. And if you want me to make any other videos, also let me know, and I will see you next time.